It is Monday afternoon here, friends, and we're about to build an epic PC for StackUp.org. I have a very special guest with me today, and I will introduce him just in a bit. But get ready, friends. It's going to be a good one. Hello everyone, my name is Lewis. I'm your host for today's Origin PC live build for none other than StackUp. Joining me today, besides our builder Omar, hi Omar, is the founder of StackUp, Stephen Machuga.
There, man, got it in one. Nice job. A lot of people stumble over that, but nice job, Lewis.
Thank you. So he'll be joining us for pretty much the entire build, because you're here. You're
I'm here.
in the building. Normally when we have a special guest for live builds, they Discord in or, they Skype in, but Steven's here.
Yep, I am here in Miami at Origin headquarters, so good stuff.
You got to see the studio. You got to see the game wall in person. So.
Oh, yeah, now that's something else. I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, you can see it in the background.
You can see it in the background.
Man,
It's the backdrop.
You want to talk about walk down memory lane just looking at that wall. Like, oh, how many hundreds of hours did I put in games on this wall? Really neat. Really neat.
All right. Omar, you can go ahead and get started. We're going to go over the specs of this system. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is an interesting system, but it's a very powerful system nonetheless. Let's go over these specs real quick. Steven, you want to jump in and chime in on any of these specs? By all means, feel free. This is for the people to understand what are we putting together today. So this is an Origin PC Millennium. It's red. Ignore the image. I know it's showing a black one, but it's a red system. And the power supply is an 850 watt Corsair power supply. It's an 850 RM series power supply. The motherboard is an Asus ROG Crosshair 7 Hero motherboard. It has Wi-Fi, so you can get some Wi-Fi gaming if you want. The CPU cooler is a Corsair H150i Pro all-in-one cooler, and it is a 360mm radiator as well. It's a big one, 3 fans, so Omar's going to have fun setting that one up. Normally we use 240, so... Omar, you good? I was looking at it, I'm like, oh man, he's getting ready for the big one, 360. For the CPU, we're using an AMD Ryzen 7 1800X CPU. Now, you're probably wondering, but why that one? Well, guess what? It's a great CPU. It still holds up very well. I know a lot of you probably wish you had this kind of CPU, so get in line. I want a CPU this good, so come on. For the GPU, we're using a 12GB NVIDIA GeForce GTX Titan X. Again, it's Titan X, but it's really good. Actually, we're going to jump to the main camera real fast so Omar can showcase it. That is still a very powerful card. Sure, it doesn't have the RTX stuff, but guess what? You wish you had one. Come on. And for RAM, we had 16 gigabytes of Origin PC RAM, 3000 megahertz, if I'm correct. I don't know if that's what I was told in the specs sheet, so don't judge me if it's wrong. And then finally for storage, we have 500 gigabyte Seagate Barracuda SSD for the OS drive and a 500 gigabyte Seagate Firecuda SSHD for games and more. Of course, this system will be shipped in Origin's wooden crate armor. It comes with a warranty, lifetime 24/7 US-based support, and lifetime free labor. And of course, Windows 10.
All right, leave this up for a second. I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
What is that say the manufacturer of that motherboard.
Asus.
Is that how you say that?
That's what I've been told
Okay.
it's pronounced. Because
Asus.
I for years I called it Asus.
Yes. That's what I was like. He said it's kind of like hearing somebody say not Discord but Discord. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Did he say that right? So
As-
that's what
Asus.
you've heard is correct. Asus.
Yeah, so the way
Like
they say
Zeus,
it, it's like
Asus.
Pegasus. So I say Asus.
Huh.
Asus.
I learned something new
So
every
it's
day.
Pegasus. And they say it on their website too. I thought it was really weird. I'm like, that's
Asus.
really
well,
weird.
if they say it,
Yeah.
that's one of those things like, oh, we've been saying it wrong the whole
Yeah.
time. And then talk to me about the difference between the Barracuda and the Firecuda. You're saying the SSD and SSHD.
Yeah, so the SSD is a full-on standard SSD drive. It's a SATA drive, if I'm correct, right, Omar? Yeah. Yeah. So it's a SATA drive, and then the SSHD is a hybrid drive from Seagate that pretty much has the same properties as a hard drive, but it has a flash storage memories to speed up some applications. Like if you use the same apps over and over again, it's a little bit faster.
It's a hybrid drive.
Yeah, it's a hybrid drive.
Because it looks like a platter, like hard drive.
Yeah.
But boy, that's weird. Okay,
Yeah.
but is it considered faster or is it just like a mix?
It is a little bit faster than a regular hard drive. A little
I
bit.
imagine if you're calling it Fire CUDA, you're like, oh no, this is fast.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little bit fast. Like if I had a choice between an SSHD or a hard drive, I'd probably go with the FireCode, especially if I use games. It's a very gaming friendly device because it helps when you use a game repeatedly. Like for me, I get faster load times in Destiny because I play Destiny a lot.
Is that your jam?
Yeah, that's my jam.
Nice.
So it loads faster than say a regular hard drive.
Okay.
So it works for me. I mean, some people prefer to go all out with SSD, which I totally respect and understand. So,
All right.
yep. All right, let's see what Omar's up to. Omar's already off to the races.
Damn.
I told him to go off to the races, and he did not waste a moment. Is that the CPU already installed?
Yeah.
See, Omar already
Moving.
killing it. The CPU is already in. The RAM is already in. See, you blink and you miss it, and it always happens during live
I'm
builds.
totally sorry. I should have just shut up and like.
No,
How do you say Asus? Asus.
no, but you're totally fine. So the RAM and the
Oh,
CPU
here it is.
are
Hold on.
typically up.
All right. You get it all in one? Oh, that's nice.
It's all gone.
That's nice.
And that's a ton of USB ports on that motherboard, by the way.
wow, that is actually. Are those all three? Those all look like 3.0
Yep.
too. Sexy.
Correct.
Very nice.
So we got this crazy PC that we're building, but what is it for? Steve, take it away.
Why indeed? So Stack Up, military charity. We support veterans' mental health through gaming and gaming communities, geek culture kind of mentality. We have 4 main platforms that we do that with. We have our supply crates, this is part of one of them, where we box up games and gear and send them to various units deployed to combat zones, guys recovering in military hospitals, folks back home that may have gotten out and are struggling, or gaming becomes a luxury for them. We have our air assault program, where we actually, if you want to bring up the website,
I can go to the
I'll
website real
yeah,
quick here
might
so
not be a
people can
bad
see
plan.
what I'm talking about.
There
All
you
right,
go.
so we're here.
So there you go. There's supply crates right there. That's a picture of one of them that it's gone out. A little outdated at this point. I still see some 360 games in that. And that's a couple days ago. Might have to update that. So that's our supply crate mission right there. And then our Vetrofit program is PCs. That's in our supply crate. There you go, right there. Perfect. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing today. This is a part of our Vetrofit program where we about once a quarter we put together a beefy machine and we get it in the hands of somebody who gives us a compelling reason. Obviously everybody, oh, give me a free machine, give me a free PC. But we work with these folks and we identify individuals who really could use it. Whether or not for whatever reason. So that's what we're doing today. And then and if you are interested in joining as a part of there it is right there. There's our nominee paperwork right there. You want to send in a nomination for yourself or somebody that served, who you think you want to play games with, but he had to sell his computer for rent money or lost it in a divorce or any number of reasons. Like put your information in. Let's put you in rack and stack, as they say in the military. Like we'll get you in there. We'll put you in line. You may we only put out one of these a quarter, so it's a slow process, but you never know if you have a compelling enough story. So yeah, that's that.
Oh, there's photos here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
So, and then also we have our air assault program, which is where we take disabled or deserving veterans to various gaming events like E3, Comic-Con, PAX, things like that. So we one of the reasons I started StackUp in the first place was the first time I ever saw PAX West in 2009. It was such a life-changing experience for me because I didn't know that was even a thing. I didn't realize that 60,000 screaming video game fans all got together and cosplay and all that. It's really neat. So it was one of those things that I felt like I was a part of something bigger when I went to that event. And now we make sure we try to get people involved in that. And if you have somebody you'd like to nominate for that, head to the website. There's all the information right there. We also have our Stacks program, which is our volunteer efforts, about 30 to 40 teams nationwide who are out there doing good things in the community, whether it's helping out locally or just getting guys and gals out from behind their machines and playing, doing stuff locally together. It's good stuff. So you can see right there on our little map there where our teams and efforts are located at. And you can see we also have teams overseas as well. Now we have one in New Zealand.
Yeah, hold on, let me zoom out over here.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at right now.
They're all over.
Japan, yep. one in the UK.
Very
Yeah.
heavy in the U.S.
Yes,
but
yes. As much we like reminding people it's not just U.S. but Allied forces as well.
yeah.
So ironically, we have so many requests from U.S. troopers that if we get requests from Allied forces, they immediately get priority because we get so few of them. It's important. So if you're part of an Allied service member, like you're New Zealand, Australia, UK, anybody who stood shoulder to shoulder with the U.S. forces, we want to hear from you. Put in an application. We'd be happy to help you. So. All right. So, and then lastly, if you're interested in starting something locally or interested to see if you have a stack nearby to where you're at, put in a volunteer application. We'll get you squared away. And then lastly, but certainly not least, our Overwatch program, which is 24/7 crisis management on our Discord channel, where we have trained volunteers who are there to, if you're having a bad day, need somebody to talk to, or you want to jump in a game, or just have somebody hear you. We got somebody there to listen to you. It's great. It's online 24/7. So if you ever need somebody to talk with, we're there and ready to help.
That's great.
Yep. I've come a long way from just boxing up Xboxes and sending them to Afghanistan, and now we're actively working with the Center for Disease Control to fight veteran suicide in our unique little way. So. But yeah, that's us. That is what we do as an organization. That's everything we've got. So that's
all right. So I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got
please.
a question.
I like questions.
And this is a pretty easy one. I feel you could answer real
All right.
quick. Is how can you help if you wanted to?
If you go to if you look at the top of the screen, there's a
Wow.
button. Yes, of course.
Donate and then how to help.
There you go. Big red button up top. How to help. So you scroll down there. A lot of people are streamers, so we get of course donations. Yeah, that's obvious. If you have something you want to donate physically, we prefer lightly used current generation stuff. Don't send us your ColecoVisions and your Ataris, and don't laugh. We've had them. Obviously somebody found something in a garage or an attic somewhere, and they send it like,
Yep.
you think this would help? And it's
No.
that's
It's
cute.
modern
Yes,
only.
it's like, hey, what would you if somebody sent this up and you were 12,000 miles away from home and they sent this to you, go, here you go, just what you were looking for. It's like, no. But and yes, there are some guys who would lose their minds over that. It's like, oh man, a ColecoVision. But
Yeah.
no, generally speaking, they want the latest Modern Warfare. They want
How are you gonna play FIFA?
yeah, there you go, exactly. So. But so that's how. If you want to head over the website, there's a button right there. How to help? You can donate. You can donate your time, which is equally important, as we're finding out. As a small organization, everybody that can come out and support in any way, shape, or form, whether it's social media or just getting the word out. We just recently had a perfect example of one of our red shirts. Our volunteers are called red shirts because we all wear that's the uniform. You see us at events. We all wear these shirts right here. They stand out pretty dramatically at events. So if you're ever at an event, you'll see our clump of red shirts just marching around. Pretty hard to miss, but it helps out because I'll meet with somebody and go, oh, I saw your guys. Like,
Oh, actually, I was like, I think I saw you guys at QuakeCon.
exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It was very memorable. And then Nintendo started using red shirts, and then some of the PAX enforcers started using red shirts. Yeah, there you go. We have our little Perky put our. If you were sub to the Stack Up Twitch channel, you got a little red shirt as an emote. That's an emote.
Very cool.
But yeah, that's sorry. Back to the build. Yeah, I don't mean to dominate
No,
all the time
man.
talking about
Hold
the
on,
silly
let me delete
charity.
that.
Let's get back to the machine. Let's see this
No.
monster. I love it's also in red. I'm hoping that was a decision point over there. Oh, here comes the wiring. All right, let's.
So wiring is a very intense part of the build.
I was gonna say because that's something that I had to rebuild two of my machines. They both went down in the same week, and wiring is always one of those things where I'm just like, I'll get to it later, and I never do. And it looks like a mess, but it works. So it's kind of like, So I'm interested to see what a pro does.
So let me swap cameras here real quick. Omar, can you move the other camera so you can show what you're doing with the hard drives?
There we go. Look
He's
at
mounting the hard drives onto the 5-bay hard drive mount. So there's a mount. I can't really see it because it's in that dark little corner near the front of the case. Right there. Perfect. Thank you. You
Oh,
can't
I
see
yeah,
it.
I see the little plaque.
But there's little trays.
There
Perfect.
it is.
There you
There
go.
we go.
There's little trays. It's kind of dark in there, but you can actually put hard drives. There you go. There's a tray
You
itself.
need to get him one of those head-mounted GoPros, like literally, like instead.
We used to. So
No
a long
kidding.
time ago, we used to have the camera web or head mounted. The problem was it was so shaky that people, would, even myself, I was like,
Yeah.
"This is too much.
Yeah, I guess
we
that
have to
makes sense.
stabilize the cameras." Like it's really cool because you're viewing it from their perspective. But the thing is, if a person moves a bunch, you get nauseous. I know I got nauseous. I'm like, we can't do this anymore.
That's actually William Countryman. Metal case. Does build have cooler for metal case, cold case? That's actually a good point. Does it conduct heat better or worse as a metal case?
That's a good question.
I have to imagine that would kind of be a problem.
I mean, case wise, this is a steel frame, so it's rugged per se. So it can
Sure, I'm not saying if we push it off a cliff. I'm saying like general heat buildup over time.
It's
like, is it-
fine.
I mean, I have to imagine.
Yeah, it's
obviously.
fine because we have our team that designs the cases and they make sure that it doesn't get extrusion. Like, we got the case right here too. We're using our own Millennium case. We want to touch it. It's not like
Shiny. Now the Origin designed this case. This
yes,
is like
this is exclusive
because
You
I've
can't
seen
find it on Newegg.
I've seen what the hell are they call? I've seen like patents in the hallway that are hanging, and I didn't know if that was for certain builds or cases.
So that's for the vertical mounting and the case design too. So earlier we were talking about how Origin PC. Let me jump to the site here really quick.
Sure.
It helps when I have the image to explain it. Because when I say vertical mounting, it's like, what do you mean vertical mounting? So give me a quick second because we have graphics and all that fancy stuff on the site to help demonstrate.
Perky actually brings up a good point. Like, is that case? Can you order that case by itself?
You
or is
cannot.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
No.
I want to buy it.
Every once in a while, like
Boo!
once every couple of years, we do sell our cases. But right now we are not. So this is the inverted or the variable mounting I was talking about earlier.
you said that.
So the GPUs could, go vertical, or you can go on the other side of the case. Or someone actually said this, I think, on a live stream the other day. And I thought it was perfect. You know how in Europe and over there across the pond they drive in the right side? This is kind of like the European
Same thing.
PC case because it's on the other side.
Oh, we got some Russian in there. Krasny korpus kurta vygliadit. So he's talking about the red case. I don't know what vygliadit looks. I don't know kurta. I'm gonna go sexy. We're gonna say he says the red case looks sexy. Что за model korpus? What's the model for the
The model,
for the
it is
case?
called the Origin PC Millennium. And like I was mentioning earlier, this is only on OriginPC.com.
Sporka computer.
You cannot find it anywhere else. So
Thanks for letting me try out my Duolingo skills there.
you knocked it out, man. When I see something like that, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Words.
I cannot help.
Не нравится. We're gonna have some fun today. right?
Everyone sound like now they're gonna bust out the
Yeah,
Google
it's like,
Translate
oh, no.
and challenge you.
He
They're
doesn't
gonna
like
challenge you today.
Inoplatny. I don't know.
You got to be careful though, because sometimes people can like get you and they'll say something mean.
Inoplatnyet yamin какой-то. So some kind of. I don't like some kind of. I don't know what that word says.
So actually, speaking of our website, we actually celebrated our 10th anniversary this past Friday here in the office.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you very much. It's 10 years of building high-end PCs, and every time I say that, it's like it's kind of hard to believe, especially our founders, because I asked them to say a little something for for the occasion.
Sure.
We jump over to the site to.
A decade of greatness. We're actually getting pretty. Well, I'm personally getting pretty close to 10 years of charity work, which is bananas to think about, because I certainly was never thinking I was going to be that guy, but here we are.
Yeah, there you go. And our special offer is that every Origin PC order from now until next Monday gets a free hoodie.
Oh, nice.
Pretty nice.
Not
Of course, our
bad.
special offers as well, if you guys want to go check that out. But that is not the story today. So normally, I go into full-on, like, OriginPC.com, blah, 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 blah.
No,
And
no,
so-
that's fine. I will translate for you. Okay, to Tim Murik. Appreciate it. I know. All right, so Computer Assembly says, hey, hello from Ukraine, from Techno Bloguera. I don't know what that. Okay, I don't know what that means, but but I got you. I see what it. Also, oh God, crocodile. Boy, they're just all over the place.
Everyone's busting it out. I'm like,
Crocodile Gena and Cheburashka. What's happening? Okay, Salmon. It's too much. It's too much. Somebody named Crocodile Gena. That's an interesting handle. Well, very nice meeting y'all. Certainly. Is it possible to mix a GTX with a quad via BIOS? Do you understand what he's saying?
So I would probably elaborate, because are you talking about quad core CPU, or? Because when you say quad, I'm trying to interpret it with
is he saying
the quad.
Like four, you have the stack of graphics cards. Is that what he's talking about? This build looks awesome. Yes, sir, it does. All right, here comes the wiring. I'm interested to see.
So wiring is probably the most intricate part, because you can hook everything up, like no problem. But it's the cable management that's very key to airflow, organization, cleanliness, and if the other side of the case actually closes, because sometimes you do the wiring and then the cables are kind of popping out like this. Instead of they're straight and flat, they're kind of like popping out. So you can't really close the other side of the case.
This is 100% of my problem. Wire management is a big. I put mine together and I was like, well, it works. Just push everything in there.
Yeah.
I know it's not great for airflow, but otherwise it's like, well.
Oh, I can finish answering William's question. So he was referring Quadro, that Quadro graphics. You could technically do so, but you can't run them both at the same time. From my understanding, I could be totally wrong. You need to look this up. Because I know we had that discussion on a couple of years ago, if you can have a GTX GPU and a Quadro GPU in one system. And from my understanding during that conversation, we agreed that it's probably best to run one at a time. So let's say you want to go to do professional work, you just disable one GPU and enable the other one.
That's weird.
But there are some people that want to do that, and I understand, because maybe they want to do intense graphical work with the Quadro card, and on their off time, play games on the GeForce. So
that's an interesting.
But again, don't take my word for it. Do your research. That's from what I remember a long time ago. I could be totally wrong. So I always admit to that during these streams, because I was like, I'm right all the time. Because I hate being, because someone's call me. I was like, you got it wrong. I was like, I tried.
I'm sure. With something technical like this, it's like, well, technically.
I try my best to get as much straight information to the people's.
That's a pretty open question there, Kano Fury. What do I need for a good streaming PC?
So the core of a good streaming PC, it's changed. Because originally I would always say like the CPU is usually the go-to, so you gotta make sure you got a good CPU. But you can now use your GPU as the encoder. So using NVENC encoding with NVIDIA graphics, you can actually use your GPU as an encoder, which is really cool. So if you have a good enough GPU, 1660 or so, you can do that. And you can also do streaming and gaming on one PC. That is totally possible, but you need a little bit more power to do that. So, yep.
Welcome from South Africa, Monray de Jager. Thanks for checking in. Certainly appreciate it. I'm currently using a Latitude 3360 laptop with half the screen. Ugh.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Ugh, that's tough. How broken are we talking? It just got a little crack down it, or you literally? Oh, that's tough. You hear that stuff. That's like watching somebody with an iPhone that's just looking at it and it's just cracked to shit, and you're like,
and they're still using it.
Read it.
Yeah, they're still using it.
Are you getting like paper cuts every time you swipe? Like, how are you doing that?
I don't know how they do it, but
very fast. Yeah, Treasure Hunter Tom has it right there. One line for Kano Fury. Very fast CPU, GPU, and a metric crap ton of RAM. Yeah.
Yeah, RAM helps if you're doing it all in one PC. So our PC, just to confirm, so we're actually streaming on one PC right now, but during our gaming streams, we use two.
Oof, that's tough. i3 2100. That's a little light. You're gonna probably need to, depending on. Wait a minute. He wasn't talking about streaming, but Origin send me free PC. Thanks.
No.
If it was only that easy.
No.
They're not giving me one, and I'm at the office. So I mean, I don't know what you think you're just gonna get one going. Give me stuff, Yo, Lewis and Steven, how are we looking today? My mini Capone.
Mini Capone?
There we go. Okay, I'll go with that. That's Mini Capone.
Great. I'm doing great.
Doing good. How's everything going out there with y'all?
Oh, there's the cable.
Absolute dead pixels. How is that even working, Animu? How does your lab? What I don't. Do you literally have to minimize your windows and bring them to the half of the laptop that works? Like, that's in it. What did you do?
You could probably replace I mean, that's a technical thing. You could replace the screen, but again, technically.
Half of us are here because of PewDiePie. I had heard about that.
Are you? Are you? Because we got people from all over the world, man. We got people that came over from the Basically Homeless giveaway, which we announced the winner last week. So we had we were running a bunch of giveaways like this past month or so.
Really?
And the last two gameplay streams that we did, we announced the winners for like a bunch of giveaways.
I'm watching this wiring here right now. This goddamn spaghetti of.
Is that green and red?
Cut the red wire.
These are going to be temporarily placed.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna do some tweaks after that, but for now we're gonna have it wired like this.
Wait,
So-
what? Explain what now?
So he's gonna do some tweaks after, but for now we're gonna wire it like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but why?
Because the colors it's red and green. I'm like, wait a second, red and green.
Why is that a problem? As opposed to.
I mean, it's up to you.
I don't know.
Uniform or red and green, like the color styling, aesthetics. This is
I was gonna
totally
say, I'm like,
aesthetics. This is not
look,
for power.
I didn't know.
Power's
It's like,
fine.
no, you never use green cables for that because it slows down your. It's like, what?
Green cables
What did
are
I
the
walk
worst.
into here?
Nah, it's aesthetics. But normally that side of the case is closed, so you can't really see it. Normally we use uniform cables, but right now it's like, oh, red and green. Okay, sure. Oh, I see some people talking about some stuff here.
Tim wants
Whoa,
to be a Russian.
I
tutor
just
for
like
me.
I blinked and there's a bunch of stuff happening. Okay, so
we
let's see.
apparently got raided.
No, the people are asking for a raid to raid someone.
Oh, we just started, so we're not raiding anybody yet. We'll hit somebody when we drop out here.
Oh, someone's talking about why they need Quadro. Wondering
Sure.
if files close, otherwise chip to chip. Honestly, I can't answer that. You have to do your research on the Quadro graphics so they can help out with what you need.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody with that level question. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
that's-
the thing is, Quadro's great for professionals. The thing is, it depends on what application you're using it for. Because some people can get away using GeForce. Like, you just get away using professional applications with GeForce RTX. I know some people use Photoshop with just GeForce. But maybe people need higher end stuff, which is what Quadro is good for. Quadro.
Love a computer that has more than 3 gigs of RAM or anything good. Yeah, you might want to update that.
Yeah.
You know,
Upgrades are
RAM's
nice.
pretty cheap, guys. Like it's given
It
nowadays,
fluctuates,
depending.
though. It
Sure, but
fluctuates.
I mean, 2 sticks of 16, even 8 gig at this point. You know, if you're not doing what is it, DDR3, like obviously, if you're 3 gigs of RAM, you could probably go get probably pretty inexpensive Animu. You could probably upgrade at that point. I'm a blue and black man myself.
What are your thoughts on 1660 Ti? I think
Christmas
it's a good card.
colors, yeah,
I
there
like
you
Christmas
go.
colors.
Sorry, go ahead.
The 1660 Ti. I think it's a good card. It's a good entry card, I would say. I mean, if you don't care about RTX, I think it's perfectly fine. If you do care about RTX, though, you kind of want to up it a little bit.
Don't you want that ray tracing? Yeah, I personally do not care at this point. 16, yeah, there you go. That's not terrible at all.
Intel or AMD build. This is an AMD build. I know sometimes people are like, why do you guys build Intel all the time? This is an AMD build. So
Yeah, what was the choice there, by the way, as opposed to NVIDIA or
no, it's so
or
the
not
graphics.
AMD, but Intel.
So Intel or AMD.
Yeah,
So the team chose AMD.
was it just a coin toss, or just like, oh, what do we have in the office? Or
I don't know.
okay,
I didn't make
know.
that decision.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Young awful. What about the 1070 Ti?
1070
about
Ti
the
is pretty
10?
good.
Oh,
Honestly, the 10 series cards are fantastic. I thought during that generation, NVIDIA absolutely knocked it out in terms of performance. So 10 series cards from 1060 and up, very solid choices, especially today. Like I can play Red Dead just fine with a 1060, 6 gigabyte at 1080p. So, did you get to play Red Dead on PC yet or not yet?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I played through it once, and I was like, okay, Roger that. I don't have another 60 hours to go back and. Although now they have it on the online too.
Yeah, that's what I'm using
Oh,
it
is that what you're
for because I
playing
played the single player on the Xbox,
Yeah.
but I didn't touch online at all.
Right.
So like online for me is a completely new thing. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is, but I know the world because of the single player.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'm having fun with it. So
God, that game. Phew. Taking it back.
now PC gamers around the world can enjoy it. I know Rockstar's also releasing updates. I know when I did the stream, there was a couple of optimization issues. I mean, it brought this PC to its knees, and we have a 2080 Ti and a 9900K.
That's what you have at home?
No, right here. I wish I had that.
I was
at
gonna
home.
say, I'm like,
no.
woof.
If I had that at home,
God damn, bro.
no.
That's,
I wish.
What's a decent Impel GPU? Intel CPU.
The
The
i5.
5s are, yeah. I think
The
the
i5's
5s
pretty
are
good.
all right.
Yeah.
mean-
Either 8th gen, 7th gen, or 9th gen.
It just comes down to a matter of like how fast you want to have to replace it.
Hmm.
It's like if you want to jump up to the 7s and go, okay, I want this for a couple years and not have to think about it, you'll pay a little more, but it's not. I mean, what is it, $75, $100 difference at that point? Like, it's not that much.
And the prices always
For a 5 and
fluctuate
7.
and go down, and
Yeah,
the sales are coming up too. Black Friday. So I think
Black Friday,
someone
boys.
I should have answered the question earlier because I had the answer in my head, but I didn't say it. Someone was asking, are the Black Friday deals now the same as the ones happening during Black Friday? And I can say that is no. These are the early Black Friday deals, so it's not the same.
Toto
So-
Kuma with the 13-month Twitch Prime sub.
Thank you.
Yeet.
Yeah.
What up? Thanks, Toto.
Oh, you know what? We also forgot to mention is that for the month of November, every single stream that we run this month, all the subs go to Sacco.
There you
So
go. We'll take
if you
it.
guys want to jump in and
Thank
send those
you.
subs and make Stephen go crazy, absolutely send those subs our way to make him go like, oh.
Oh,
So
a Blue Monday sale. Is that what they're calling it? Blue Monday
Blue
now?
Monday.
Oh, my Lord. 17 different sales. And all around Thanksgiving.
Yep. And this is a weird year because Thanksgiving and Black Friday are like the literal end of the month.
That's true, yeah. I keep thinking like this Thursday is like Thanksgiving. It's like, no.
Next week.
Oh, I'm just being witty. I was going to say, well, hey, you could have totally played that off like that's a thing now because everybody's jumping on board this
Color.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday, blah, blah, blah nonsense. Giving Tuesday, folks, we have that as well. Help all after
Charities, yeah.
you're done spending all your money buying stuff, whatever you got left, hey, give it to a charity. It is called
And there you go.
Monday after Black Friday. Yep, that one I did know. Whoa, look out. I don't know what it is. What?
Genesis. This is a millennium. I mean, I'm excited.
Oh, is that
to
it was one
the
of
system,
cases?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I was like, what?
Yeah, this is the millennium. The Genesis is the slightly taller big brother of the millennium. Basically, it has like an undercaddy that you can put a cooling or hard drive space.
So that side of the Millennium is just for wire management. Is that's pretty much what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick. I like that.
So they have those little, I forgot what you call them, the rubber, Omar, what do you call them again? Grommets. So that we have the grommets there that you can kind of slide the cables through and then they close up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like those diaphragm looking things.
Yeah. So, Xwell, when do you think hardware would be cheaper, Black Friday or Cyber Monday? I think it's going to be almost the same. Actually, my theory is that sometimes prices get cheaper after all those sales. Because I found that I bought more after Black Friday, Cyber Monday because the prices were actually lower. So imagine I bought something during Black Friday and then had to go back to one of the stores and be like, hey, hold up. You discounted this $20 more. Excuse me. So just keep an eye out during the holiday season for hardware. I mean, Black Friday, Cyber Monday are always going to be solid overall. It's just, is this the right price point for what you want, right?
Yeah, like this tongue guy right here. I have $100 PC. I don't even know how you do that. What is that? Did you
save up
build
money.
it? Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, what in the world?
Do a job, do a side gig. I don't know. Save money. Because I know for us at Origin, Cyber Monday and Black Friday are all considered the same promo. So when we do our special offers, whenever that's coming out, it's going to be all the same. So
Fell off the back of a truck. Yes, sir. Corgi Butt Games. What a name. Hey, there you go. What's going on, nerd? How you doing? I know that name. Welcome. Just watching the cabling happening here.
it's very tense sometimes because you're just like, oh, man.
Needs more RGB.
Well, the case itself does have RGB lighting. So on the top and the side of the case and the internals, there's RGB and UV strips inside. So when we turn on the case, you can see the lighting itself. So
Yeah, and even the motherboard sometimes has RGB.
Ian Aceveda. I wish I could have a PC. I'm too broke. This is like watching. This is like watching, being on a diet and watching a Food Network channel. Like, what are you doing? This is tough. That's be tough to like. That's tough to watch this because I'm even drooling at this thing. Would kill for new build for the wife. Slowly but surely give her. Oh yeah. AMD build got Ryzen 7 for 100. Oh wow, now there's a deal.
Yeah, there's been a couple. I think Micro Center, because I follow Build a PC sales on Reddit, and Micro Center
Ooh, I
has
didn't think of that.
crazy things going on.
That's actually a really good idea. I did not think about monitoring. I'll have to do that when I get home.
Yeah, so I follow that one. There's other like deal tracking sites you can use. So
There you go. Boy, I didn't know. Too bad I just bought a bunch of stuff. So
because I know for me, I'm waiting. I have like a laundry list of things I want to do for an upgrade for me. I'm like, waiting.
what do you have right now?
i7 4th gen, so the 4770 with a 1060 6 GB.
You want to upgrade that? What do you want to upgrade to? That's pretty solid.
RTX.
You gonna go
Yeah,
9
go a little bit
9
bigger.
series
A
and
little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
let's see.
You have a key for Red Dead? No keys.
Sea of Thieves you can get on Xbox Game
Pass. Yeah,
Pass
Game
for
Pass.
what, $4 a month.
Yep.
Oh, PC is I think
Five
yeah.
or 4.
But yeah,
It's still a good deal, honestly.
yeah, Sea of Thieves is awesome. I enjoyed that game. Red Dead, hey, obviously.
I think Game Pass is a fantastic deal.
What man? I'll tell you what. The number of games that I played to completion for $4 a month over on Game Pass. It's what, Gears 5, and I'm trying to think. Sea of Thieves. Gosh, what else? I'd have to look at the list, but yeah,
No, there's a bunch.
and I've tried out a bunch of games that I would have bought, and I'm glad that I did not. But yeah, really good stuff. Oh shit about PC.
Look up. I mean, you're commenting on YouTube, and guess what? YouTube has a ton of guides. There's a ton of guides that explain. I know I can list out a bunch of names of people such as Linus, Paul's Hardware, Bitwit, Jays, my cousin Gamers Nexus.
Well, I guess the question is, what do you want to know about PCs?
Yeah,
Are
like
you
the
trying
hardware.
to build your own thing? Are you? Yeah, I mean, whole different conversations.
Because there's so many things that involve PCs, such as like the software and the hardware, right? So software games are a little different from the console versions because you can customize the settings. Because that's something that's very jarring for people that are used to consoles. Because imagine, like, you play console, you put in the disc, or you download the game, you boot it up, that's it. But on PC, however, actually during our streams, what we typically do is we go to the settings so I can showcase the settings. Actually, for are you is Steve your actual cousin? No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's because of the hair and the beard. People always say that all the time.
Okay.
So it's a joke. Have you seen Gamers Nexus? Do you know who he
No,
is?
no, I haven't, no.
Let me boot him. Steve's great.
I was gonna say,
He
'cause
is-
I am Steve, and I was like, "Are you eating?"
No.
Hold on, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Spycax here. I have a 2080 Ti Black Edition, and that's struggling 4K. I thought that was the whole point of getting that card, is to be able to handle that. So I honestly couldn't tell you. That's insane. At 60 FPS, like that's what cards like that should be.
Is that Red Dead? I think Spy. Are you talking about Red Dead?
I guess.
Or which game? Because I know Red Dead is super demanding, like ridiculously demanding.
Wow. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Put all my money into my screen, 49-inch. Is that an actual
So this
desktop
is
model?
my cousin.
Oh, there you go. Cousin.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because some guy, I remember I was doing a live build. It's like,
Even
are you
the-
Steve from Gamers? It's like, no.
Yes, I am.
But he's great. His channel is fantastic. He goes into like the nitty gritty of all the details of hardware,
Wow,
and
look
it's
at
awesome.
that background, too. That's
Yeah.
intense, man.
No, I like his background and the tools and the motherboards and all the tech and stuff. I love it.
That's awesome.
So
Still setting the X version at 3600. Go for Ryzen 7. I'm upgrading my computer i5.
I would go for the X version because
What's the difference?
It's like a little extra boost in performance.
Is that
A
the
couple little-
overclocking ability? Or?
For some, yes, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's why I remember.
And also a little bit more like megahertz. It's a little bit pushing a little bit more.
Oh, we missed Time Machine Gaming Limited with the 100 biddies. USA. Thank
That's
you very much.
Marcos actually.
Oh,
So
is it?
Marcos, yeah.
What? What are you doing over there? I totally. While he was putting the cabling in,
No.
Oh,
Marcos.
Marcos.
Social.
Omar's over here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, StackUp.org in the chat. What's going on? I know those guys.
Hey, isn't that you?
Hey, boss.
Hey,
Hey,
boss.
What happened
Whoa.
to the
Hey
basically
there.
homeless giveaway? What is this?
That's a giveaway we announced last Friday. So we announced the winners actually. You know what? Just because you guys are so nice today, I got a surprise for you guys. I got all the winner announcements like organized very nicely. So that's our 10th anniversary. That's our special offers. Fun fact: if you get GeForce RTX with any Origin PC system, you get Call of Duty for a limited time. Of course, all subs and bits and donations go to Stack Up. And finally, all the winners, everyone. So we announced the winners in the past 2 gameplay streams. So we announced the winners during the Star Wars stream, and then we announced the winners during the Red Dead stream. So here are all the winners. Fun facts, fun facts. There you go. Take it in. Enjoy it.
Basically Homeless was the name of the.
So that's the influencer,
Oh, I was gonna say. I'm
So,
like, oh,
yeah.
that's an interesting.
streamer, YouTuber, etc. So.
And does he do a lot of stuff out on the
So
streets? or?
so basically homeless. What he does is he plays Rainbow Six in very strange ways. So what we worked with him is we sent him 10 neurons, and he played the entire ranked match in Rainbow Six Siege.
You sent him 10 what?
Neurons. So there are
Neurons.
mid tower.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
So we sent him 10 of these, and he played the entire Rainbow Six ranked match. So he was player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5 on one team, and he was player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5 on the other team in a ranked match.
Was he doing that?
Science.
Indeed. That seems like.
That's a video you want to watch on I don't know, like when you're traveling. Or it's a worth a watch. It's a very out there video because he basically like loses it at some point because he's like trying to figure out how to make it work, and he makes it work.
That's pretty weird. So
'Cause
he has
imagine
10
he's-
separate accounts. That he's
10 separate
controlling.
accounts playing on one keyboard and mouse.
Oh, that's even weirder.
So if you guys haven't checked it out, check out Basically Homeless on YouTube and watch that video.
Did
Our
he s-
neurons in it, so
Okay, there you go.
it's and we teamed up with him to do a giveaway. So he announced the giveaway and we hosted it on our site, and it was really fun.
A lot of Stack Up folks starting to show up here. John's at War, evening, sir.
He banned from boosting him by himself. Yeah, he gets banned all the time from his accounts.
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say, I'm like,
Yeah.
isn't that kind of shooting? Like, that's, especially a live ranked match.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. But is this so?
I mean, yeah,
it's
still
he's
funny.
basically like breaking the game using different means. Actually, he played the game using the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos, and he got banned by playing with the Infinity Gauntlet. So, how do we find that video? Just look up Basically Homeless on YouTube, and you'll see his videos. It's his banners, him reaching out to a house because he's basically homeless. Actually, let me show you his YouTube page so you can see what I'm talking about. Because me saying it's one thing, but actually finding it and showcasing it is another. There we go. He's played with the Wiimote, and this is his page. Let me jump over here.
Fishing rod one.
Yeah, the fishing rod one, and there's the video right there. Actually, the screen cap. Hold on, let me try to find the part where he has all the systems set up. So there it is. Actually, this is like the perfect screen cap.
That was a good catch.
That was
right
like a
there.
perfect stopping point. Look, there's some of the neurons right. This origin is the real deal. Wow, I'm impressed with you. That was completely unintentional. Okay then, thank you, Basically Homeless. Appreciate it. So you can go watch the video. It's ranked, but all 10 players are me. And he made that in October, or released it in October. So, and he was joking that if he could do 99 PCs playing Fortnite. And I'm like, well, good luck. Good luck, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be interesting. This is some mad cable management right here from Xvol. Yep, that's a pro right there. Hasn't taken that long either. It's only been like 15 minutes of him monkeying around with cables, but that's pretty tight. And then just regular zip ties, nothing too crazy there.
Yeah, just regular old zip ties, and he's going really fast too.
That's-
I
yeah,
see
that's
that.
kinda-
So the build strategy here is different from what we've done before. So he's doing this part first, and then he's going to do the radiator, and the CPU cooler and the fans.
Yeah, because you're standard fans.
Yeah.
So I don't have to run.
Did you say 10?
No, standard.
Oh, I was gonna say
Standard.
like, holy shit.
No, there's not 10
I was
fans.
like, what?
That's a lot of fans.
That's a lot of fans.
So-
Lewis looks like Trey Polamalu.
Try problem one. Oh man, I need longer hair though.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hey, recommend cheap parts for building a PC. Anything I need earning below $1 a day. I don't know. What? Holy crap. Well, first off, I would recommend getting a better job. What do you $1 a day? There seems like there are a lot more questions here that we're not going to have answers for.
And unfortunately, cheap PC parts, if you do get them, are always a risk, especially if they're used. I think it was a couple streams ago I was talking about how people are like, oh, how can I get cheap PC parts? Like, you can try eBay, but that is a massive risk because you don't know where the parts have been. And you're playing with fire, I think, if you get an eBay part. It'll work, it might not work. And if it doesn't work, then sometimes those seller policies are like, you can't return it. You're stuck with it. Good luck.
What's the longest you've grown your hair out, Steve? This is it right here. This is as long as it goes. I just have never had a big desire to grow. A lot of veterans obviously do the beard stuff, and I just second my face starts growing hair, it's just itchy and I can't do it. I don't know how y'all do it, but
I think the first time I grew it, I just didn't care. I was like, no, I'm going to stop. And it was weird at first because you feel it on your face. You're like, oh, this is so weird. But then you get comfortable. Then, okay with it.
You meant you, Louis. I meant Steve's cousin, which I guess is you.
I don't know. Maybe? I don't know.
As long as it's gotten?
Oh, this hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the longest it's gotten.
Okay, there you go, Corgi.
And it's funny, actually, too, because if you watch previous streams, you could see it progressively get longer and longer. Because we did a long time ago when we did our talk show, I hosted a couple episodes, and I looked back at them, and I'm like, wow, my hair was, like, here. And now, fast forward, and now it's, like, here. So.
Where do you think I should buy Amazon? Tongue is still going for it. $1.
Amazon $1. Good luck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think you're gonna get for $1? Honestly,
a couple screws.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
couple
know that.
screws.
Maybe. Would it go longer if you let it?
I don't know. Let's find out. See in 1 year.
See you for the third annual. So Omar, how long have you been building PCs?
Oh, he's gonna have to put on the headset so he can.
Since I was 14.
14.
So-
I didn't know if this is like, I just started doing this for.
No, yeah, we just pulled him off the street. He's, to do it. Yeah, he's got the experience. You gotta have that experience to build. So, because we have our team in the back that makes the PCs for customers, and they're specially trained to do all that stuff. And it's not just building the PC; it's also integrating it, making sure it runs, all the hardware's good to go.
Right.
It's a process. It's like a full process.
That's really the hard part. It's like you can everything plugs in, and that's great. But then push that power button, and it's like, all right, here we go.
Yep. So the team takes care of everything.
Let the fun begin.
Software is the hardest part.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to install the drivers, make sure everything's taken care of. Windows takes a very long time. I mean, it's important. It's a very important, key component of the PC. Unless you're one of those Linux guys, which I respect that, but no.
Yes, but no.
What is the cheapest build you think would be suitable for running Cyberpunk 2077 on Ultra? Ultra is a strong word, and it also depends on the resolution you want to play at, because technically you could play it like 720p resolution on Ultra, right? And the other thing is we don't know what the recommended specs are for that game either. I think if we use The Witcher as an example, because I don't know if they're using the same engine or a modified engine. Actually, that's a good question. I'm gonna look that up real quick, what engine they're using for Cyberpunk. Because engines are always interesting to see the performance with certain hardware. And a lot of these guys, like the tech YouTubers, they always point that out. Like some games with a certain engine somehow perform similar.
Woo! Words are hard.
I can't do it.
Well, now that you're doing it, I'm like, well, how do you say it?
This always happens at least once, like 3
Similarly.
months. There you go. Thank you.
That was tricky.
Similar.
Lee.
Red Engine 4. Okay, there you go. So I would look to The Witcher and then kind of get an idea of like, okay, so that's how The Witcher performs. I mean, Cyberpunk's obviously going to up everything by another level.
Sure.
So
Monray, are you putting an SSD or NVMe? SSD and SSHD. What is an NVMe?
so that's the I call it the bubblegum stick.
Oh,
hard
those
drive.
things. Yeah.
You can put them
I've
on the
seen those.
motherboard.
Yeah.
And it's all. It's actually M2 is a form factor. NVMe is the transfer. Hold on.
Process?
It's like so. There's SATA and there's NVMe. SATA is slower. NVMe is significantly faster.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you can have a
Because it's
SATA
plugged-
M.2 drive. So you can have a bubblegum stick that's a SATA drive, but it's fast. It's not NVMe though. So it's not NVMe.
So
This
that's
is all
the
SATA.
next. That's the next gen of. Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So NVMe, if you want the fastest SSD, NVMe SSD.
Learn something new every day.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Monterey, for the question. Now I learned that. So glad to find a channel today where I go, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What are the specs of this PC?
Hey, we
There
got
you
that. Boom, look at that. Ready to
Got the
go.
image ready to go. This is an interesting build. So funny enough, we've been building like almost the same kind of PC the past couple of builds. It's like Intel Core i9 with a 2080 Ti. Intel Core i9 with a 2080 Ti. But this is a AMD Ryzen 1800X with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX Titan X. So, and that is the Maxwell version, if you're wondering. Because I was wondering. I was asking questions. Trust me, chat. I was like, hold on a second. You say Titan, but what do you mean? So I found out it's a Titan X. Goes for about $1,000 or so still, that card. So it is not a cheap card.
Yeah, you're not just gonna fall into that one.
Yeah,
That is not a $1 on Amazon.
That is
right?
not a $1 on Amazon card. That is still a pricey card. It commands a very high price point still. So
I want to learn more about that tongue guy. I want to learn more. Like, you're making $1 a day and you're here watching $3,000 PC builds. Like,
I feel like you got to step up the
I
hustle,
feel like
right?
yeah, I was gonna say
Step
I'm
up the
like, I
hustle.
feel like there's a story here and I'm not getting it. And it's good luck building. Maybe get it cheap on Wish. Is that a thing? What is Wish?
I don't know. It's one of those. Isn't that looks commerce weird commerce sites where
AliExpress.
AliExpress?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
How do you sort the cables to look so tidy? It's beautiful.
That's a question for you, Omar. If you want to put on the microphone and answer that one. Hold on, he's miking up right now. He'll answer that one for you.
Testing.
Nope. Is it on?
Yeah. No.
Hello?
Yeah.
No, it's not working. I had to plug in
No!
and everything. Sorry. Nah. You're sorry, Omar.
Oh well.
Can't get Omar. He's ready. He's ready to answer your question.
Not practice.
Basically, Omar said just a lot of practice.
That makes sense. And patience, I would imagine, because I don't have
yeah.
patience for that shit.
A lot.
Steven, you should be paying attention to the build so you can fix your computer. I hate it when
That
people tell me.
that had nothing to do with what was wrong with my computers, by the way. Thank you very much. I had a BIOS and a motherboard crash in the same week. 2 different machines.
People always love to mention the guide from. I don't like saying the site's name because everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's unfortunate.
I was gonna say I'm like waiting to what is this? What guide?
So a couple months ago, this website, someone wrote it in the chat. I'm not gonna say it. Put out this build guide to make a PC. I'm gonna show you some video clips. I'm not putting it up on stream. You guys can look it up yourself. I'm gonna show Steven some horror. You look at his face. And make sure you look at his face. I'm gonna show him the video, like some bits of the video.
Okay.
So this is a news website, like a
I
tech
know. I
news.
know the website.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, here's how you build this awesome.
Okay, so I think this is a supercut reaction, but hold on. There's a
Fantastic PC build guide.
yeah.
And
Let's
then then the reaction videos
yeah. Let's
too.
use this one so I can see. Hold on. So people are like reacting to it. Let me see. The thing is, they're not. I think they took down the video, but I think yeah, Bitwood has a good one. Just gotta wait for the add-ins and all that stuff to play. I once followed the guide on Exit Console. Yeah, no. There's there's better stuff out there. Okay, so this is just one sample. So he put in this thing like that.
Backwards.
Yeah,
Yep, I can see that already.
that's one. And then what else? So I think what's the crime is near the end
The
because
crime.
like he's doing so many things that are wrong. Let's see. Like I want him to show because this is the part that's a total crime. Where is it? Oh, right there. Yeah.
You can see it. Oh, all right. He just went for it with the fucking pace there.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not a cake. You don't ice the whole thing.
Yeah, you can see his reaction there too. It's not good.
Come on, man. Who really? This is the guy that they got for this? Like, no, you couldn't find somebody.
Like this is hold on. Where's another? The management isn't good either. It's kind of messy.
Well, I mean, let's see. You have to show it to me. That's from somebody who, yeah.
But this is like a guide aimed at people that don't normally build PCs.
Yeah, I mean, that right there is a huge no-no.
And so he goes over more of the technical things of like what he did wrong and what you should like do instead. But yeah.
Oh, he's got his little. Oh, there's a spreader right there for the paste.
So
Okay, that's yeah.
yeah, you can look it up. They took down the video, so you can actually you can't watch the full thing. I'm pretty sure someone re-uploaded it though.
Oh, I'm sure you don't. That's some high quality stuff right there. Re-upload. Let's go on Reunites. Hey, I know that name. I love that red. Yeah. Hey,
Let's
that
see.
was-
I think this is the
there it is.
re-upload.
Stefan Etienne.
What? Are there comments here?
It's like not the actual build. It's the fact that he thinks he knows everything. That,
Yeah, the comments are so he put the RAM next to each other, which is a no-no.
Nope. Yeah, don't do that. I didn't see
I'm
that.
trying to find. So it's the screw. So one of the CPU bracket, the cooler screws, isn't on. That's what I'm trying to find so
One
I
of
can
the
show you.
bracket screws for the CPU.
Because there's four.
There's four of them.
Yeah,
You
there's
just
four.
left
There's one
off?
missing. There's one missing. I'm like, that's
Oh,
not
man.
good.
Yeah, no, that's supposed to be locked on there solid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things where he's like, "Hey, look, it works," and it's like
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, it's like it's not working. It's not booting up anymore
Yeah.
for some reason.
Like it works now, but I can't. Let's see. I'm just gonna let this play out for a little bit here, and
When it pops up, that's funny though.
I think they don't show
Well, he's
it.
got his gunners on, so you know. Do not try this at home.
So he does that, but I
That
think
is so funny though. Just slathered,
Yeah,
slathered,
no.
Bernie.
yeah, no. You can watch the rest, but yeah, not good, not good at all.
I mean, from somebody who also does not know what the hell he's doing a lot of the times. But I mean, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's aggressive. Now, what do you think? All right, so here's a question. As somebody
Mhm.
who just put one together, the ones that come pre-installed with the paste on it,
Mhm.
do you wipe that off and do like a dot?
It's up to people. It's a matter of preference. The pre-applied works
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
Some people don't like the pre-applied plate, so they just wipe it off and put their own.
That's what I did.
Matter of preference.
Okay, I didn't know if I was doing the right thing because I was like, wait a minute, they said
Both are right.
specifically
Yeah.
like just put it in the center and it'll smear out. Okay.
Mhm. Both are right. And there's actually a bunch of videos online saying like, what is the right way to apply thermal paste? Not that.
No, do not. Yeah, don't cake
Not
it.
that. So
At least you put the PSU correctly isolated pad so it didn't short circuit. Yeah. What is the estimated cost of that PC? That's a
so
good question. What would
this
you call it?
one, again, we can't. So normally when we do a PC build on our streams, we can actually spec it out on the site.
Sure.
The hardware on this or in this build is not on the site, so we'd have to estimate it. I know if you use PC Part Picker, you could probably get a close estimate as well. The thing is, what makes the value also change as well is it's an origin system. It's not like your own personal case, because the case and other factors change the price like crazy. My estimation is this is around 2,500 or less.
Well, that graph, yeah, the Titan itself.
The Titan itself is
That's-
already
that's okay.
$1,000. The
Yeah.
CPU isn't too much; it's more about like 100. But the motherboard's really good.
Power source, that's 100. I mean, that's not that.
Yeah, it's like
850.
50.
Yeah.
And of course the case is also a little up there.
Yeah. the
It's not.
case-
It's not
the
your.
case,
It's not
I
your normal
imagine.
case.
Yeah,
It
I was
is
gonna say
not
the
your normal case.
Pre-applied place with a mix of whole tube splashed on the CPU. Splashed. Just a dash.
For a few hours. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I missed that last part. Nice.
Can't
Nice
use a
like it.
plaster spreader.
Just take on the paint rollers and.
Oh, hey Braves Esports, how's it going? So we made these pieces for
I'm
auto.
gonna buy a PC. Oh, here you go. Oh, this is Tongue. This is the $1 from Amazon guy. Well, first off, you're gonna
League
need
of
more-
Legends.
You could play League of Legends on a toaster at this point, so you probably could get away with a pretty cheap machine. to play.
1050, 1030.
Oh wait, I can't even imagine that much of this. If you don't want to run it at ultra or high setting, then
There's YouTube guides out there. You're posting it from YouTube, so you look up YouTube guides. There are plenty of YouTube guides for low end League of Legends builds. 'Cause
James,
League of Legends is not
is that you,
demanding.
James Reunites? That sounds like you. I'm pretty sure that's you. I just didn't know. I recognize the handle. I just want to make sure. This build spec 1 or 2 monitor displays. I have to imagine the Titan has 2 slots for monitors, right?
Actually, Omar, if you want to zoom in on
HDMI and
I think it has a VGA or DVI.
Get
actually.
out.
Yeah, this
Really?
one's DVI.
So it does have so it's a DVI-D, which is dual DVI power.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured it would have the. Okay, there we go.
3 displays. 1
Okay.
Yeah, 3
there's the
displays, 1
display.
HDMI, and
There we
then-
go. See,
yeah.
now that makes sense. Well, they can't reply. Who's. You probably play LOL on a smart fridge.
I feel like they're gonna release that on the phone at some point.
Mobile.
But the
They
thing is-
have, yeah. They announced the mobile part.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a mobile something.
Oh,
They're doing.
I know they have that other game.
Team Fight Tactics.
Yeah, well, there's that
There's
one.
a couple. Yeah, they announced a bunch.
Um,
Project A. You've got Legends of Runeterra, the card game. You've got the fighting game, which I don't know what that one.
well,
Yeah, it's Team Fight Tactics. Oh, Wild. Oh, that's the one. I was
yeah,
talking about.
Wild Rift. So that you can actually play on your phone.
Yeah.
And I was gonna make a phones joke like Diablo Immortal.
Yeah,
You
there
have
go.
phones, right?
You have phones.
Oh,
Although with
man.
Tongue here, I don't know. Tongue, you have a smartphone? Again, dollar a day does not say I have a smartphone. TFT and LOL both go to mobile 2020. Yeah,
There you go.
mobile version of League of Legends. Was Wild Rift, was it called?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Taking
Wild
sign
Rift.
for it.
That is not what it looks like. Get out of here.
And surprisingly fun.
I was
phones
going to
is
say,
like-
I'm like, that's just League.
I don't know.
I don't believe it. I would need to see gameplay.
Yeah, this website's just more of like a teaser than anything.
Bullshit. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see any thumb controls or any. It is James O. Okay, I was right. Yay! I got it right. Diablo Immortal.
We can or Ryzen 7 800X do 2019-2020. Still run games. It's perfectly fine.
It's an R7, yeah.
So
With an X, that's crap. Boosted.
it's still a good CPU. Like I run an i7 4th gen, old, real old.
You said 4th gen?
Yeah, 4th gen. That's like 2014, 2013.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so you bought for sustainability back in the day. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this, and then I'm never going to have to
Yeah.
worry about this for another couple
For
of years.
sure. So I went with an i7 and works perfectly. It runs Red Dead.
Well, there you go.
I was saying Red
that
Dead.
is a benchmark. Let's see
Yeah.
if it survives Cyberpunk, but otherwise, yeah.
That's why I'm preparing for an upgrade.
Yep, it's
Cyberpunk, Doom, Watch Dogs, all these games coming out next year that look
man,
more
I totally
demanding.
forgot about Watch Dogs.
Yep.
Whew. I
Yep.
forgot I got bumped.
Yeah, Watch Dogs got pushed back. Vampire the Masquerade's coming out
Yeah,
next
there you
year.
That's another.
Minecraft RTX is coming out next year.
Are you a Minecraft guy?
I'm ultra casual when it comes to Minecraft. Like when people start talking about like crazy build, I'm like, I just like making a house. I'm a casual when it comes to Minecraft. I'm not a hardcore Minecrafter at all. It's more like friends are like, hey, we're gonna do some Minecraft. Oh, sure, let's go fight some creepers for like 2 hours and that's it. But I'm not 200% into it. I know some people in chat are probably like, I love Minecraft. So
Also, I stop lagging on D2. Dying Light 2 coming out. Yeah, that actually.
Dying Light 2, that's
Fingers
another
crossed there. They've got some pretty unique ideas with that one. We'll see if they pull it off.
one. But next year looks pretty loaded in terms of game releases, which is great.
Yeah, 2019 was kind of weak overall. So.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think there's a couple good.
Oh,
Resident
I'm
Evil
not-
2,
Yep, that was great.
Control.
Sure.
Control is really
Yep,
good.
that was good.
Um,
I'm even gonna give a shout out to the freaking Death Stranding. I'm playing that right now.
yeah,
I mean, that is not for everybody. And I am.
I like it. I like it.
I'm playing it primarily because I want to see where the hell they're taking it. But that
Yeah.
was I appreciate that it exists.
I know there is a divide in the office because some of us we were talking about during the anniversary that some of them didn't like it.
Oh,
I think
yeah, sure.
Kevin said he didn't like it.
Yep.
I think
I can see a lot of people not liking it.
because it is
Path
not.
of Exile 2, is that a thing?
Yeah, they just announced that over the
No
weekend.
kidding.
Yeah, but it's more of like an
Son of a bitch.
upgrade.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, what would you? I
Yeah, it's like
kinda
an
Diablo
upgrade.
4. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna? You have perfection already.
Yeah, that community got like really excited. But yeah, there's info about that as well.
Yeah, it's only been 10 years, so yeah, about time. I guess,
Yeah, 2019 was a year for indie devs. Yes, for sure. Disco
Yes.
Elysium got a lot of press.
that
and
I
coverage.
might have to look into that because
Yeah.
I've heard that might be right up my alley. I'm a big story guy, so
Baba Is You. Did that come out last year or this
that
year?
came out this year.
Yeah.
I did not play it, but I heard good things.
Yeah, I think this year is pretty okay. I mean, I think the year because I don't know who did an article about it, but someone mentioned that it's been 15 years since 2004, And 2004 November was one of the craziest release months ever. Even to this day. World of Warcraft, EverQuest 2, Halo 2, Half-Life 2, Metroid Prime Echoes 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, all came out the same month. Like weeks within each other.
That's a real good.
Need for Speed Underground 2 also came out that month. Just insane. Absolutely insane. And back then, I was totally about Halo 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metroid. Those 3 games where I was like, oh my gosh, this is nuts coming out like the same weeks within each other.
You got a guy in chat. You want to block that guy or give him a timeout? The primary gamer dude.
Nah.
I was gonna say I'm like, well, the chat's reacting to it. That's the thing.
It's like,
not to. Primary, don't do that, man. Like this isn't the place for that. There are places. This is not it.
Nah. No links. Make sure you can post links in chat. So, nah.
Neuron. Oh, this is you guys. Neuron.
Yeah, Reno was like 15 years ago. I'm telling you, man. That was
15 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, yes.
There's more games too. I didn't even mention others as well, but those are for me like the highlights for that entire month. And the funny thing is, Half-Life 2 came out that month as well, but I never played it until it was released on the Xbox because I didn't get into PC gaming until 2008. So I was a console person until 2008.
Until I started streaming, consoles are just too easy for, just sit down and play and you don't have to worry about that. But when you get a good PC build up and running and everything's working, it's tough to beat. It's just the amount of time and energy you're willing to put into it and money, of course. But yeah, I'll go play RD.
I already read that too.
Yeah,
RDR2.
Become Gears feel old. Ha! Yeah, there you go. Wait, you feel old.
Yeah, see, it was Kotaku that wrote the article about it because I was reading. I was like,
15
whoa.
Oh, no.
Counter-Strike Source came out too.
Oh wow,
that's another one. Like it goes on and on. Need for Speed Underground 2.
That was good.
Mario 64 DS also came out that month. The DS came out that month too.
Wow.
In October, the month before, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Ace Combat 5, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. 2004 was wild.
That's a solid year right there.
And then the year after that, 2 months later, Resident Evil 4 would be released. 2005.
Jesus.
That was nuts.
Game
Insane.
changer. Yep.
Insane.
Johns, I'm hearing that Fallen Order is very Dark Souls-like, so it sounds like I've got a reason to come back and start streaming again when I get back home and finish
I
up.
beat it. I beat it
Did
over
you?
the weekend. And if you really want that challenge,
I do.
like, are you
That's-
ready?
that's my
Are you
thing.
ready to suffer?
I'm a Sekiro guy, so
Grandmaster. You have to play Grandmaster.
there you go.
So I'm not sure if any of you watching today watched the stream last Friday because I played Fallen Order on stream here, like right here where we're sitting.
Nice.
And I did the first hour during lunch, Grandmaster. Got through it, no problems. And then during the stream, that's when all the problems started. I just dying. And the thing is, then the game gives you the option to go to 2 planets. And I think it's kind of like a joke almost if you're playing on Grandmaster Jedi Master, is because of the second planet is a literal death trap. There's an enemy there that will 1 or 2 shot you.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And the chat was having fun with me because I actually figured out a way to cheese that enemy. And at that point, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to the other planet. So
I finished God of War at the hardest difficulty.
I need to
finished
play that
Sekiro
still.
at the God. You played God
I
of War.
haven't played
That's
it.
that's a
Play that.
solid title. That was a lot of fun. They did a great job with that remake. Real good stuff. Yeah, Somore's on a break. He'll be back. So we're bullshitting over here.
But definitely Star Wars is worth a playthrough.
Oh no, I'm excited for that one. That's I've heard nothing but good things, which is exciting because again, as I said, it's kind of been a weak year as far as, but good to see Respawn can. We still need to finish Remnant. Yep, we sure do. That's on the table. That turned out pretty well. That was a surprise.
Yeah, Remnant's really good. We actually played with one of the not developers, from someone from Perfect World, so the team that like helps push that game out. And we played the hardcore mode. So in hardcore mode, if you die, so if you're playing a team and everyone dies, all the characters are dead.
I love that. I think that's amazing.
They're all dead. You can never see them again.
And that game is not easy either.
Nope.
So it's one thing to play it on simple and do that, but that's Like I only played Diablo on hardcore, and I only like. I mean, I love that. That's the challenge. Like I like. You ever watch somebody play Diablo on
And lose their character.
not even that. When you watch somebody playing on normal and they're not playing on hardcore, and
Oh,
just
yeah,
like it's just like explosions of color and people just like
Yeah.
running at full spill, and it's like there's no threat. There's no danger.
So for me, it actually happened to me over the weekend because I went over to a friend's house and he was playing Witcher 3. It's a great game, but he's just like steamrolling everybody. And I'm here thinking like my weekend in Star Wars is like every single fight was a challenge.
Yep.
Every single one you have to think about what you're doing. Like, because in
what
Star Wars you don't have items. It's you, the Force, a lightsaber, and maneuvers. That's it. There's no boost to your force powers. There's stims. So you know how in Dark Souls there's a Estus flask.
of course.
In Star Wars, you have a stim boost, so to regenerate health.
Okay.
But even then, that's not a surefire thing because there's like a slight delay because it's in the robot and the droid.
Okay.
So like your character does a snap and he grabs the stim and he does it. But if you're not careful, a couple frames, you're dead.
Got it.
Because you click it, he says like stim, so he says it, but then you die because he didn't have enough time to like to give himself the
Right.
stim pack. But if you do Grandmaster, oh man. Oh man.
All right, we'll see. See again. I feel pretty confident after my Sekiro run, so I could.
That's another one I need to play. I need to play Sekiro.
That one, yeah, that one broke. I finished it, but man, that was one of those. I don't know if I'm gonna get through this. Can't wait for a new flight sim.
The new one looks really good. I'm not into flight sims, but that one looks
Yeah,
really
neither.
good. If you haven't seen it, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that's what they're calling it.
Yep.
There's no like thing after that.
Tongue in a new, which that name alone is bizarre. Tongue, by the way. There's still Beat Saber that you can play. Yes. All right, John.
Century of Flight? No, not 2004. Talking about 2004. Yeah, it's just Microsoft Flight Simulator, the new one.
Taking it back.
But the technology they're featuring in this game is insane.
That's the neat part. It's not
Yeah.
even so much the game. It's we're taking satellite imagery. And
Yep.
like, holy
And
cow.
it looks nuts. It's just like you see the imagery and it's like just casually flying around a city. Like no problem.
Jeez, look at that picture.
And it's all
Jeez.
per scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's the crazy part. You know, I used to tell non-gamers that like, oh, you could get certified on flying a plane on Microsoft Flight Sim, and now it's just like, no, for real now. But now it's like, I was never one of those guys, but I had a guy at my barracks who had the whole full
The setup?
HOTAS and
Yeah.
setup, and he got certified to fly a plane. It was intense.
You have to learn all the call signs and all that too.
Oh yeah, talking to the towers, and it was bananas. Good to know I'm not the only one still dropping screws. Yes. I'm surprised that thing doesn't have like a magnet on the end of it.
And screws they're bouncing. Like sometimes when I clean the room, there's always like a couple little screws. I'm
Oh
like,
yes, absolutely. Bro, there's 28 people watching on a channel with 700.
Well, we have 170 people watching total.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Calm
like,
down there, big boy.
How many do you have?
That's what I always want to say, but I
Oh.
don't say it.
I've got 12. No, I got you. I got your back. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
Thank you for the support. Because I try to be,
Yeah, well, hey, trolls are everywhere, right?
yeah. Go fight them.
You
So
s- you
my challenge to
suck.
the trolls is always like, I will fight you in Quake and you will cry.
In
I will
Quake.
make you cry. I
That's
will
an
make you uninstall
interesting-
your computer. Just like
that's-
delete it.
That's your go-to 1v1 me, bro?
Yeah, that's my 1v1 me game. Like someone has a problem with me, like play me in Quake, see what happens. And they're like, oh, no one plays Quake. Exactly. I'm gonna destroy you. Because then they start playing it and they start playing really slow. But if you've played Quake, so you know you're hopping around,
Been a
you're
couple
zooming.
days. Yeah, I'm watching the crazies play.
Like
that
even
game.
just me, like I'm already ready to do it. It's like let's go, Quake, let's do it.
No, see, somebody like that wouldn't actually come forward and go, yeah, all right, bro, let's go. Uninstall .exe.
So I used to be a fighting games too, and I saw that Street Fighter just announced that like they're releasing a championship edition with like everyone for $30.
Okay.
But I feel like Street Fighter 5 is kind of like
Yeah, and that was the thing. It's kind of like when you said, oh, Street Fighter. And I'm
yeah, it's like
Yeah, remember Street Fighter, guys? That was a thing.
I mean, there's a community there.
Oh, I
around
know.
It,
It's
of
just a
course.
very, just kind of watching it fade away. which is a shame.
I'm looking forward to the 6th one because obviously they're gonna make a new generation, but I don't know where else they can go from there. So, Beat Saber fights.
Yeah, Rio, we did that. I used to kick John's ass in Beat Saber, and then I stopped playing, and he got really good. Now he just wants me to come back so he can kick my ass, which is never going to happen. But now we're moving on to what's it called? The Pistol Whipped.
Oh yeah,
that?
yeah. That game looks really cool.
That's next up. I think that's going to be the next one I'm playing.
Is that out or not yet?
I think it's out now.
Is
I
it?
just haven't bothered to get off my ass. And there's, again, between Death Stranding going for 60 goddamn hours and it just won't end.
Oh, it is out.
Nice.
Oh, what do you know?
What are the positive? Very positive.
Yeah, very positive. Yeah, people like it.
Good. It looks good. It's clever. Shoot like nobody's watching.
That's cool. It looks people really like it too.
I mean, yeah, they had to do something. Picking it up in December. This is going to be awesome.
I think the VR space is still pretty interesting. I know people are kind of like, oh, it's a fad. I'm like, no, I disagree. I think it's great. I feel like once the hardware starts catching up too, because we have we don't have it, but we have the Oculus Rift, the Vive. But what I want us to get is the Index, the Valve Index.
Oh, yeah.
That is like the super high-end VR headset right now. Our buddies over at Node. Do you know who Node is?
Node? No.
Yeah, Node Studio. So they make YouTube videos, but they're also a game developer too. So
what do they play? What do they
so Brandon is the developer of Boneworks. You know what Boneworks is? Okay, I'm gonna show you this.
I was
You're
going to say, I'm
probably
like, nope.
this
nope,
is
keep
nuts. This is probably the game that people are gonna point at and be like, this is, yeah, it's already right there. So I'm just gonna put up a short little gameplay snippet.
Going.
This is all in VR. So everything is like super in terms of controls, because you can see it up there too. Because they use the knuckle controllers. So they're these guys are.
Wait a minute. I've seen these guys before.
Yeah.
They did. I forgot what they did. They did a build where. What the hell?
Yeah. So a lot of it's like probably one of the most interactive VR experiences
Like
that they're working on.
freaking
Right now.
Half-Life VR right there.
Yeah. Speaking of Half-Life,
Whoa!
did you
hey
get
there.
this rumor? Okay,
No.
stop the presses, everyone. We got a spicy rumor coming at us from PC Gamer. I saw this today. I still can't believe it. I refuse to believe it until it actually happens. Let me pull up the articles so you can see what I'm talking about.
We got a question about Stack Up. Stack Up, we are a military charity supporting veterans, U.S. and allied veterans, mental health through a variety of programs. So yeah, we're here today.
And we're building
they're
this for
building this machine to one lucky veteran.
for the Vetrofit.
Yes, for
program.
a retrofit program. Yep.
All right, where is this? Did they take it down? Oh, here, rumor. Valve is about to announce a VR game called Half-Life Alyx. So Alex from Half-Life 2.
Really?
And even they say it, they're like,
We'll believe it when we see it.
I 100% agree. I
Yeah,
totally
well-
refuse to believe this because we've been given nothing. So the rumor is basically a Half-Life game will be announced during the Game Awards. Again, this is a rumor.
Boy, imagine that.
That would be a big one. Jeff Keighley.
17 years later, we get around to it. Although I did also see an article there about a complete revamp for Anthem, which was all right.
Did you play it or?
I played about an hour. Thankfully for all these games of services games, like I got EA Origin and played it for free.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, wow, that's not great. So
We did a stream and Sydney actually played it, and I was just piggybacking, giving away copies of the game, and
that was fun.
I'm more of a Destiny person. Like at the time I'm playing Destiny, I'm like, I'm not gonna
well,
play
that
this.
and
I'm playing
the Half-Life's on your wall right there too.
Yeah.
Is that episode 1?
We have episode 1, and then we got the regular Half-Life 2 case, like smack dab in the center, with Gordon's face on it.
I'm looking for it. Oh, yeah, there it
Yeah,
is.
right in
Oh,
the
yeah.
center.
Omar was blocking it there. I'm watching him
So-
put these fans in. And does he just have it resting up? They don't go there, do they?
Yeah, so there's a little metal plate up there, so the fans are attached to the radiator, which is below. underneath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit. I
So
didn't
he's
know
actually
that.
pointing out like right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Did
gonna
not
move
see
the
that
cameras.
coming.
So the fans are up top and the radiator is down below. And those are
Neat.
intake fans at the top, right, Omar?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that intakes the air from the top and it exhausts from the back.
Wow. I didn't know there was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Actually, let me check. I want to also I want to confirm that we launched this because I don't want to say something. And I was like, oh wait, we didn't launch this thing yet. Hold up, don't talk about it. Because I was working on it. Oh, we haven't launched yet. Ah, dang. We have a cool thing coming up involving cooling.
Sexy.
Because I know earlier this year we launched CryoCore, but we also have other cooling options coming out in the future.
What's CryoCore?
CryoCore is a motherboard liquid distribution block. So if you get liquid cooling,
I've never fucked with liquid cooling.
yeah, well,
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just have not.
it's this.
Ooh.
So this is actually the motherboard mount. So let me pop it up on the screen
Look at
so you can
that.
see it. So actually, did I take this picture? Or did I want to take this picture? I think I took this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took this one.
Cooling solutions.
So it's basically more aesthetics.
Yeah, I was
than
gonna say
anything.
that's pretty. Sure.
So instead of say getting like a plain aluminum side panel, you can get a glass one. You can showcase the
That's pretty.
liquid
slick.
cooling on the other side of the case. So, yeah, we launched that in August. Yeah, in August. And then we have another cooling thing that we're gonna add later on, but nothing to say today. I thought it was up, man.
Hurt Locker.
Oh,
You
man.
missed that. We were talking like that a little earlier. Hurt Locker. Built like Bridgestone.
No, everyone always. You're gonna see it whenever we do
Well,
our
now
live
that I've
posts,
now that I've seen it, it's
everyone
like,
mentions it. It's like, oh man, you guys follow that guide. And I'm like, no, you don't follow that guide. So
I have a liquid cooling system like that for mine CPU with top fans. That's pretty slick. I like that.
Omar's almost done actually.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Like he's ready to wrap it up.
How much did I need to build a good PC? Well, from scratch, Red Luke, yeah. It depends how much you have and how much. What do you want? What do you want it for? Are you talking top of the line? Is this like a dream build or?
What games are you playing?
Yeah.
What software are you using? And what resolution are you going to be
So
using it
many
for?
questions.
Yep.
You going for 4K? Need some more details, Luke.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard question to
How
answer. with everyone.
good machine PC build?
Yeah,
Lewis, the black one case.
I think they might be on Black Order.
Black order.
No, not Black. Back Order.
I got you. We need a butt cooler. Yes, definitely. He's flying through that build. Yeah, it's only been about an hour.
So-
he's taking breaks too. So I mean, he is blasting through this.
Yeah, normally the builds take sometimes longer if the fans are RGB because I have an extra cable. So he has to
Really?
do extra wiring to connect to a controller.
Gotta admit, I don't like those. I just like this.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
It's
the
not for
RGB
everyone.
stuff. I just don't. It's like, hey, why is that? Why do I don't need this glowing, pulsing thing? I'm not driving this downtown. I don't need under. Recently upgraded for 670. Oh wow! There you
Congratulations.
go. There you go.
That's an upgrade. That's a
That
good
is an upgrade.
Yeah.
That is a no shit upgrade right
Yep.
there. 670 to 1070. That's wild. It's flying.
Yeah, you can play everything now, pretty much.
Should be able to, yeah.
Yeah. Play Red Dead. I know we've got a bunch of questions in the past couple of days. Like, oh, well, I need a build that can play Red Dead because a lot of people want to play Red Dead, and it's like 10 series and up is our recommendation because you can use a 9 series GPU, but the thing is you have to drop the settings, which sucks. You don't want to drop
Yeah.
settings on a really good GPU,
Why would you
but
want to do that?
it's at least the Pascal cards, so the 10 series cards are holding up pretty well with Red Dead. 20 series cards are pretty obviously going to take care of it, but and then the AMD Radeon 590s and 580s are having a little bit of issues.
Yeah,
So-
see, that's the thing is I know the NVIDIA numbers. Like that's the standard. Okay, 9 series, 10 series. Now we're in the 20s. But what's the for AMD? What is
So they have
like-
two tracks. They have the Radeon RX 500 and then the 5000. So the 5500, 5700 XT. That's like their higher end. And then they have Vega 64, but those are
See,
a little
that's
bit older.
kind of why the NVIDIA thing. It's a lot easier to reel off the top. Like, okay, here this is better. This is like not as good. So it's 500 and then 55,000.
Yeah. It's a little weird, but their
Yeah.
website helps explain it. AMD Radeon. And the thing is, their cards are great.
I'm sure they are.
Some people really like them. Some people don't like them. It's a matter of opinion.
I wouldn't kick him. I wouldn't kick him out of bed.
Yeah,
That's
so
some
the
solid-
RX 500 and RX 5700, but they don't have the 5500 here, which is weird.
So
That's
what's
like
the
their
difference?
latest release.
What's the?
These are better. These are like the lower spec one.
Well,
so.
it looks like it. Is that a motherboard mount? What am I looking at?
Which one? This?
No, the 500 series.
Oh, that's actually like the close up of the chip itself.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was like, what in the world?
Yeah. And then the 5700 series has that weird. I'm not a fan of that design.
What is that? Is that like fan
It's
venting, or is
yeah.
that just
This is the fan, and this is like the chassis of the GPU.
Oh, so just the chassis.
I think it looks like a dent,
Yeah, we kind of That's weird.
but they call it an improved cooling interface. I'm like, oh man, that's
okay.
okay. Like AMD's great. They're good people, but I'm not a fan of the fan design stuff. Like again, it's a little edgy, a little different than usual, but bend the rules.
Wind flow, it's all about that.
Yeah, but not for me. So, but they have their cards. We actually offer their cards on the site as well with the 5700 XT. Only that one. We used to have the RX 500, but we dropped those. So no one was ordering them. So.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna spend that kind of money on a machine,
Yeah.
it's like, why would you go like, let's not half-ass it, but
Yeah, one thing that I always like to tell people, because sometimes like, oh, I want to get like a really cheap build. Unfortunately, we build high-end stuff. That is our thing, because you know how, like with cars, I hate using the cars metaphor, but you want to get a high-end.
Yeah,
This is the high-end.
if you're going to,
This is the high-end side of things. And granted, I know the other thing I was say too for people, because people are like, oh, I can just build it. It's going to be cheaper than you guys. That is a fact.
great.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you can do it yourself, excellent. Awesome. Enjoy it.
Congratulations.
But we offer that option for people that don't want to deal with that, but they want a really high-end system without, building it, integrating it,
Right.
testing it. It's all good to go. You get that crate, you can crate it, plug it in, play your favorite game. And it's always so satisfying to see people in chat sometimes, like our customers actually sometimes jump on here and like, oh, I just got my PC, I love it. I'm like, yes.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
So
Customer satisfaction. Howdy, Ace Balthazar. Welcome. I'm all into the RGB. I have a new fans on order. That 1050 Ti needs updated. What are you updating to, Ryu?
yeah, I'm curious. I think that's a good
that's
card.
not a bad card.
RTX? Which one?
I was gonna say, if you're gonna update at that point, you're going heavy.
Yeah, because I know for me, I'm looking at the RTX 2080 Super. For me,
Okay. I mean, that's as high as you go, right?
2080 Ti is the tip top.
TI.
Like that is the.
So there's a super under that.
So NVIDIA created what's called SuperCard. So originally when they launched RTX, it was NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 or 2060, 2070, 2080.
Right.
This year, sometime in July, August, they introduced the SuperCards. So basically they're like the same cards but better. So faster speeds, better performance overall. And actually on our site at originpc.com, we offer only the super versions. You can still go to Newegg and Amazon and buy the regular GeForce RTX 2070. It's just the super card just a little bit better. So better price of performance, basically.
Okay. Tongue and Anu is asking any
Mid-tower starting.
Anything you buy here at Origin will run League of Legends. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anything, yeah. It's if you're gonna spend that kind of money, then yeah, it will be. Your League of Legends is 15
It's not
years
demanding.
old. Like I
Yeah,
don't know how
it's not that demanding.
No, or I'm
It's 10
sorry,
years,
10
10
years.
years
Yeah,
10
they
years
just had
old,
a 10-year anniversary. So think about how long that game's been playable, and and a lot of people don't play it at max settings for to work on make it easier on frame rate. But yeah, you'll be fine. If you pick up a machine here, you'll be all right.
I see Pesky Raven saying he has 2 PCs in integration right now. But watching the build helps the weight. Just keep bothering your sales rep, man. And then tell him that I sent you.
I want a toy. I want my new toy.
I can't blame him, man. I would say just keep bothering them and be like, Lewis from the stream sent me. And then be like, okay.
And
They know me. All
now
sales
what?
knows me. They know me. They come by to say hi every
That
so
cable
often,
management is wonderful. Omar getting a shout out there by Ace Balthazar. I just updated a 2060 Super that was on sale at Amazon. Running at 10.
That's a good upgrade. That's a good upgrade.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Because a 3 GB 1060 is kind of compared to the 6 GB. I think there's a difference of like maybe like 5 frames per second on average or 10 frames. But going from the 1060 to 2060 is pretty good.
I
The
would
2060 is super. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So, but I know for me, going from 1060 6 GB to probably the 2080, or maybe waiting for next gen. But at the same time, I'm like, I gotta play Cyberpunk with high-end stuff.
Well,
So.
he was not kidding with that cable management. They are invisible.
Yep.
Impressive. I have a crappy laptop just watching so I can see what building a PC looks like.
Live, not just
PC
it's live.
porn.
Omar, are you done?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just gonna
When you still
clean
have
it
a
up and
760.
get it to go.
Sorry, Tim. Yeah, that sucks. On the topic of upgrades, I'm at a weird point. It's like a Yoinka 1080 Ti for cheap.
And there was a time period they were going for cheap.
Yeah, they were.
Like when the RTX
Bitcoin
cards.
miners.
Well, there's a Bitcoin, and then the RTX cards were launched.
Look out.
The 2080 or the 1080 Ti dropped to like 800, 700, and people were losing. I know. I was like, that's a really good price.
That's real good.
It's a real good price. And they flew like they were selling out super fast. And next thing you know, they're gone. So the only ones you can find are just like here or there.
My PC can't run Crysis. What do I do? I'm guessing you're
man.
joking, because obviously
It's
that
gotta
was,
be joking.
I'm guessing at this point.
Crisis came out in
2004.
seven,
Nope.
7,
Well,
7 or 8.
what am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking Far Cry. Far Cry came out in
Yeah.
4. That was
2004
that
is
was-
crazy.
That was my benchmark back
Yeah.
in the day with Far Cry. Like, look how far you can see. That's amazing. Gosh.
Yeah, Crisis 1 came out. Wait, hold on. That's 3. 2007.
Wow, look at you. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
I actually have a copy
Oh,
of the game on my
standard.
desk.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains-
Crisis, when I got my PC, the first game,
Oh, yeah.
the
that was-
first game I downloaded was Crisis. I'm like, can this PC run Crisis? And as it can, I'm like, yes, it can.
Crank it up, Omar. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, can you toss an HDMI in that and make sure it works?
No, he's going to turn it on
Yeah.
and make sure that it posts
Oh, wow.
and then shut off the lighting. So
Hand
there's
mo-
people right there.
There's no RGB in it.
Oh, but the case doesn't have RGB?
It has to be synced.
Oh, it has to be synced, so the lights aren't going to turn on, which is unfortunate.
Treasure Hunter Tom, 470 for a 10 standard 1080s. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so the motherboard has some lights. Hey.
Oh, Omar's got a new friend. Hand model material.
There you go. See, the case lights turn on. I told you.
Pretty.
There they are.
On the RGB as well.
Yep. The
Look
RAM.
at that. Now, why is RAM mounted that way? Where we were laughing at the Verge folks, they stacked them on top of each other like that.
So there's a technical explanation.
Yeah, I was going to say, why is it that way?
It's because of the way that memory is read by the CPU. I can't honestly say off the top of my head, but if I look it up, I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. I remember that.
Yeah, it prefers slot 2 and 4.
Yeah, it's 2 and 4 or 1 and 3. You don't put 1 and 2. You don't do that. That's a no-no.
All right. Learned something new today.
We don't worry
I mean, no,
crazy shots. But yeah.
That was just recommended when you're built. It's like it's in the instructions, but at the same time, it's like, why is it like that? First game was Daytona USA. There you go. Gorgeous machine. Pretty. So
So-
pretty.
One lucky trooper from the Vetrofit program will be receiving this. We don't know who though.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
actually
It's
man,
top
I-
secret.
Yeah, we
Top
do
secret
not know
information.
right now, but we will make sure as soon as when it goes out, we'll do a follow up with Origin and we'll let them know and get some pictures back and everything.
Maybe a video. I think. Maybe.
I hope so. That's always the hope.
It's
As we-
hard. It's hard.
Well, but when as part of this program, since everybody's back home, it's like everybody's got a phone. You can shoot a quick video. It's not like being overseas, but still want a red case. Yeah, me too. I'm literally like, how do I get my hands on one of those without spending that much? Millennium.
I like the
Presses.
red case, man. You don't see
That's-
red cases
no, you
in the
do
market.
not. You do not. More RAM. Fill those slots.
Yeah, because I know actually our gaming PC is red. I made sure that when we built it, I was like, it has to be red. Everything has to be red. So,
Sound like one of us.
and that's it.
That's
so,
an-
all right, Steven, any words you want to add before we wrap it up? I know we're a little early. but we can probably still use
Pet-
5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
left.
Pesky
So-
Raven with the Love This Cause. Certainly appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, Stack Up, we are a military charity. We support U.S. and allied veterans' mental health through gaming and geek culture, gaming communities. One more time, the programs that we have our supply crates where we build out boxes full of games and gear, send them overseas to combat zones, guys recovering in military hospitals, veterans back home who are struggling, where gaming's kind of a luxury. Help out where we can there. And then Vetrofit is a part of that program where we build out high-end PC rigs for folks that, can't obviously afford it or have a need for it.
There's our Neuron case. This is the one I was talking about earlier.
Yep, there it is right there. That was you guys helping us out with that. So we have our Aerosol program where we fly disabled or deserving veterans to various gaming events, E3, Comic-Con, PAX, stuff like that. Howdy, Stephen. Man, this build is sick. Yes,
And it's not just going to these events. You guys get like really high-end experience of these events too.
Right, and that's the other thing. It's not just getting people in lines and things. It's getting people to skip the lines.
Yeah.
It's getting them in VIP.
Like, this is like a
parties.
VIP.
Yeah, and that's the cool part. It's one thing but the important part is letting people see that this exists, this lifestyle, and this life could be like they could. When a lot of veterans leave the service, they kind of are in such a hurry to get out, they forget that they're a part of something bigger than they are. And they get out into the civilian sector and they realize like, oh, I'm by myself now. I don't have that family that I can connect to. Whereas in gamers and gaming, you go to a convention and it's like, oh, that's right. Like the first time I went to a Steelers game in Pittsburgh, like I'm not a football guy, but seeing that kind of excitement, enthusiasm, it's like, whew, that's hard not to like get excited and be a part of that.
No, it's true. I can understand that because I'm used to it. Like for me, like E3 and all these things, like, oh yeah, it's nothing. But for someone that's never seen that, to see people cheering at like a Doom trailer or a Kojima trailer, it's like what is this?
Exactly. So yeah, we get our guys into the press releases, press conferences, and all that stuff. So that's our Aerosol program. We have our Stacks program, which is volunteering locally. It's guys and gals just getting out and doing things for good, in their area, just helping out where they can. Got about 30 to 40 teams stateside, and then we got some teams overseas. We got one in Japan, one in New Zealand. Folks like that, just getting out and doing good in their locale. And then lastly, we have our 24/7 suicide prevention and awareness team, the Overwatch program, which is on Discord. If veterans are struggling, they need somebody to talk to in the middle of the night. They're up late because their VA prescribed opiates are keeping them up. They need somebody to talk to, or they want to get in a game together with somebody, then we're here for folks. So that's we have a Discord 24/7. If you ever need to talk to somebody, we're there. So, and we were just recognized by another charity called Take This. They now have us up on their website as being listed as a mental health resource for the games community, which is really neat because, again, back when I started all this, it was just boxing up Xboxes, and we knew we were helping people, but it wasn't. It's one thing to say, oh, we're raising morale or we're keeping guys happy, and yay, everybody's having a good time. But when we're actively fighting veteran suicide, it's kind of changed how we do things. 2019's been a really good year for us. So.
Yeah, this is a new program too.
This is within 18 months. We just started it 18 months ago. It just started. We just had our community, and veterans are have dark sense of humor, and they'll say some stuff and inappropriate jokes, and but people would every now and again somebody would say something in our chat, and we realized that this guy might be serious. Like he might seriously. If we don't do something, we're going to lose one of these guys. Yeah. So we created a very informal program in place just to like have somebody available if somebody needed to talk, and next thing you know, it just took off like gangbusters. Like people want somebody to jump in and talk to, and our program, we're working with the Center for Disease Control, primarily because we're getting veteran support in a way that veterans don't feel that they're getting. Sitting on a leather couch at the VA, getting poked and prodded and asked what's wrong. It's at their time, at their leisure, whenever.
And on Discord.
And on Discord, you can do it at home whenever you feel comfortable in your recliner, your gaming chair, and just if you just want to talk to somebody in your own environment, and that's we're providing support where people live at, as opposed to making them go out and do something. And it works great. So yeah, it sounds like an awesome program. It is. Thanks, Senk. Appreciate it. 18 months. Yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a real. We stack up. We're going into our 5th year in total, but.
Congratulations with your
thank
anniversary.
you very much. Yeah, Veterans Day. Veterans Day is our anniversary every year. So we're just going into year 5 now. Nothing in Nebraska. Hey, if you'd like to start something, we'd love to have you, Mitsu, because all those are self-started. We didn't build those. Those are volunteers in our organization that have built something out in their area. So they said, "Hey, I think I want to do something," and that's how it works. It takes it to the human level, not sterile and artificial. Yeah, and. All right, and the analogy that I always use, if you ever watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit and they're interviewing a kid, they're interviewing a child, they put him in front of a coloring book and then they start asking him questions. And it's kind of what Stop and Overwatch is, where it's like, hey, you're playing a game, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, you're not amped up because you're at the VA or you're at a psychiatrist's office and you're like, oh, if I say the wrong thing at any time, they can push a button and 2 orderlies come in and they haul me away. Yep. You're just at home. You're comfortably talking to somebody at your pace, but you don't have your guard up. You're not like I did an interview. I was playing for back in the day with Polygon, and they were interviewing me while I was playing Battlefield, and the stuff that was coming out of my mouth because I wasn't on defensive mode.
Yeah.
Like I was just very much just talking casually, and I was playing a game and yelling at the screen, and then they would ask me a question, and it was very much like it was very. Authentic, I wasn't guarded. I didn't have my guard up, so they got some pretty interesting answers out of it.
No, it's true actually. Now that you mentioned that, like when you're playing games, you're kind of like no filter sometimes.
Right. Oh
You're
yeah,
just,
absolutely.
Like,
you're
like,
not
focusing on the game.
It's the multitasking myth where people are like, oh, I multitask. It's like, all right, yeah, you're just doing 2 things poorly.
Yeah.
At the same time. Well, that's kind of the sneaky thing that we do with Overwatch, where it's like, hey, you're talking, but you're doing something else. Takes to the human level. Dark is an understatement. Yeah, that's exactly. Helps for a vet to talk to another vet, and that's kicked the same sand. Yes, absolutely. Oh, 100%. My intake at the VA, the woman that I sat with for an hour and talked to, she was not in the military and no idea she's like, well, I talk to a lot of veterans, so I get it. I'm like, no, you don't. You can't understand it. There's no way you can. So it's very much one of those things where and a lot of our volunteers are not veterans, but they're trained on how to help veterans. And they're also, they know video gaming. Like, hey, I don't know what you went through, but I do know this Destiny raid. You want to do that? Like, you need help. You need another person for your Destiny raid. Let's go. And that's it's more just being available, because one of the key stressors one of the key triggers for veteran suicide is a lack of belonging. And a lot of vets go home, they get out of the service and they lose that connectivity to their military family, and they're kind of on their own. Life kind of goes on without them, and they don't have that family anymore. So it's important to feel like they're a part of something, and through Stack Up, and gaming, they are, and we can bring them. Holy crap, for real! My whole family is military. Who do I talk to about doing this?
You're talking to the right guy.
Yeah, hey, I know a guy. Go to the website. We're stackup.org, and there's a big how to help button both at the top and on the bar there. Just scroll down. There's a volunteer section. But I mean, if you want to talk more, we can.
People can reach you on Twitter and also email too. Yeah. So it's not just here on Twitch.
The @ under my name here on the stream. There we go.
Stackup.org.
That's me. I'm not at stackup.org, but that is the organizational Twitter. If you want to reach out there, we have open DMs. You can reach out there. Turn in a volunteer form on the website. So I mean, all kinds of good stuff. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Absolutely, Mason. Certainly appreciate it. Well.
Let me jump over to the volunteers page.
Yeah, sure. Here. There we go. There it is. So these are the different ways you can volunteer. We've got the stacks, which is our offline get out and do things in the population and get together and go grab pizza and hang out with one another and help VA or whatever. And then Overwatch, that's our online. You can volunteer for Overwatch. If you don't have anything in your area and you don't want to do that, you can get certified on how to help veterans online. And you can the internets, you can help on the internets. That's something else you could do. You could take a shift providing veteran, suicide prevention, which is really neat. I think that's amazing. I personally have done it a little bit. I'm certified on all that as well, and we have a team. We've got about a dozen folks at this point that are online that are ready to help out whenever they are. Need to do the retrofit. I still haven't gotten around to it since we talk in ST. Okay, hey, whenever you get around to it, that's fine. Twitch paid, yeah, we're on Twitch. We're partnering on Twitch, stackup.org. Twitch. I wish I had.
You guys have a tag because
We
before
do,
the stream.
yes, actually, yes. If you look down on Twitch, you can see the tag. Actually, they have tags. Yeah, we have a Stack Up Twitch tag now, which is that was a real banner day when we got that. It's like, oh, we're a big boy charity now.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second, we guys have a tag. Well, that's awesome.
We
'cause
do. It's
for
like
this stream on Twitch, we have the Stack Up tag, which is awesome.
It's Extra Life, St. Jude, and us, I think, right now, and it's like, oh shit,
That's awesome.
it's really neat.
So you also have streaming and content creators here because you work closely with content creators.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
So-
they're more than half our annual budget every year. Streamers.
Yeah, they help out a ton.
Oh my god.
You have your like the marathons.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
stuff.
Like we're in the middle of it right now. We're in November. November obviously
Yep.
is Veterans Day, and then through November we have this thing called Call to Arms, which is all of our streamers getting out and helping out wherever they can. And everybody always talks about like, oh, I'm just a small streamer. I can't do anything. What can I possibly do? We recently made some pretty significant jumps over at Blizzard Entertainment because one of our red shirts works with the husband of somebody who works at Blizzard, and they were looking.
Hey.
Yeah, it was like literally just. But it was like, she's not a real active part of the community, but it was one of those things like, hey, you never know where you can help out, and that's a perfect example of like, oh, don't you work with that veterans organization? Oh yeah, that's us. So yeah, there's everyone. We always need more help. They talk, charities talk awareness campaigns, and that's always kind of like, yeah, we know what breast cancer is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But for organizations like our size, awareness campaigns are significantly valuable for what it is we do, because just the number of people who hear what we do and are just like, that's amazing. And like, yeah, we know. We know. We're trying to tell them. It's like,
Yeah.
you need to tell other people how awesome we are. So, and actually at the bar here at the hotel bar I was at last night, went downstairs to get dinner, and some dude came up and he's like, you with Stack Up? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And
Like,
he's
I'm the guy.
I didn't know. I didn't do that's me. But he was like, I'm affiliated with the Seattle Veterans of Foreign Wars, and we were just talking about you last week. And it
wow,
was like
that's
one of those, like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's awesome. So it's just like, so cool last night. It was just neat. I don't think we have that kind of market penetration, but it's like, oh, that's really cool. So it's neat to see that. So never feel that you're not big enough or you're not large enough that you can't help out. Everybody who helps is helping us dramatically in one way or shape or another. So yeah, I was watching a Twitch stream. There was a veteran lost his leg, couldn't stand civilian. Yeah. Hey, back when I wish I had known about this, I could have done. Yeah, no, that's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for, Neo Linkstar. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of veterans really struggle with the transition over. They don't have, for civilians are helpful insofar as they do the whole thank you for your service stuff, but they don't have that same connectedness that somebody who served does. And it's really hard to find people out in the real world who care, except for Veterans Day. And then Veterans Day, everybody loses their mind for 18 hours, and then it goes right back to normal on November 12th. So. Content creatures keep the lights on. Yes. I think he means creators,
yeah.
but that works too. Content creatures, yeah.
The creatures.
The creatures.
They're there in their keyboards.
That's actually a good point. John's at War is the head of our volunteer stream team, and we're trying to make sure we have enough streamers that our Twitch channel is on 24/7. We're not there yet, but we're working on it, and that's. Yeah, we're looking for a chair to stream for. I'm going to fill out the form. Sounds good. There you go.
Yeah,
hey,
see.
Perky, there you go. Perky is one of our influencer managers. She would be the perfect person to talk to, Mitsu. So look at that. We're all learning a little bit today. What have we learned today, children? No, so there you go. That's where we're coming from. So certainly appreciate, and thanks, Mitsu. Certainly appreciate you coming out, and hope to see that name banging around. Definitely head over to our Discord chat, because that's where we all hang out and interact with one another, and that's the best way to get started right out of the gate. Just head over there and start talking to folks.
Yeah, get information too.
Omar
That's
looks
all there.
tired as fuck. Yeah, well,
Omar is so tired.
putting together a machine that quickly.
Yeah.
So all right, you're wearing a beanie there. Are you cold? You're wearing it, and
I
you're.
got cold pretty easy.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering because I was complaining last night about how cold it was. I'm like, I thought this was Miami. What the hell?
It was like 56 last night.
Yeah, it was actually kind
it
of
was
chilly.
not. Yeah,
last
it was
night.
not warm.
I was
So-
like, whoa, this is weird. It's normally hot. What happened? Who turned off the weather here is normally hot all the time.
Right.
So-
I'm from LA, and
Yeah.
people were giving me shit last night because I couldn't get the heat on it. The heat at our hotel was out. The whole hotel had no heat.
Oh.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's really cold. They're like, shut up. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm not accustomed to the cold anymore. Los Angeles is 72 and sunny all the time, so I'm not. All right, I'm blathering now. So
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
let's go
that's
over, I guess,
strange.
what's happening with Origin real quick. But the story here is Stack Up. And again, thank you, Stephen, for coming by,
absolutely.
number one.
Thanks
I
for
know,
having us out.
yeah, so,
I might have picked up a couple new followers today, so it
There
was
you go.
worth coming out. Not just for the machine and the build, but might have found some new fans.
yeah. And also, I mean, you can also just retweet or show off the
Yeah,
video over and
absolutely.
over. Because the build's right here, and you also got some good clips of you talking about it. Like, you're great at that. Like, just giving everyone the spiel.
Yeah,
You got a couple years on your belt.
That's-
though.
there it is. You do this for a
you know how
couple
it
days.
goes. You know how it goes. All right. So over here at Origin, what do we got? So we got the winners for all the giveaways you guys are curious about. So here are the winners. Hey, it's not you. I'm sorry. We have more giveaways in the future. Just stay tuned to our social media and you'll get more information about that. It's our 10th anniversary, so we're celebrating at originpc.com. We made a little special webpage celebrating the anniversary, so you can go check that out. Our early Black Friday specials are also underway. In honor of the 10th anniversary, every Origin PC system comes with a free Origin PC hoodie. Small, medium, large, extra large. So those are the sizes available. So you can go check that out at originpc.com. I mentioned it earlier briefly, but if you get a GeForce RTX graphics card with your Origin PC, desktop, or laptop, you get a copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Did you play it, Steven, or not
Yeah,
yet?
played the single player.
You like it, or?
It was, yeah, a lot of people are like losing their minds about the single player. I had some issues with it, but
Yeah.
they didn't really. There's
It's Call of Duty. They always.
I know, but they got. It was like when you heard back in the day, like they took Al Qaeda as the enemy force out because they
Yeah.
were like, oh, nobody wants to play Al
Yeah.
Qaeda. It's like they did the same thing with the Kurds in this one, where it's
Yeah,
like, oh, it's this fictitious
yeah.
country. It's like
I was like,
just
nah,
call them the Kurds for God. Whatever.
nah.
Anyway, that's all.
writing. Yeah, nah.
like, oh
and
my
I'm not
God.
a fan of the multiplayer personally. I know here at the office though, everyone's all about the multiplayer. Like, Omar's shaking his head. He's like, "Yeah, multiplayer Call of Duty." He's like, "Yeah, nah, that's not for me." I'm
I
happy
played
with
a little
Destiny.
bit of that, but yeah, I'm not. I've prestiged a couple times in my Modern Warfare career, but I have not. I haven't gone after it this time.
And also special shout out to everyone who subbed during the stream. Like I mentioned earlier, every single sub and donations and bits go to Stack Up during the month of November. We have, I think, a couple more streams for November, and then we're done. But nonetheless, we're contributing a decent chunk, so that's great.
Certainly appreciate it. Thank you for having us out, Lewis, and thank you for hosting the stream for us today.
Thank you. And that's it. So, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and we will see you, I think, next week, maybe, for stream. I don't know. Just stay tuned to social media. We got stuff happening, a lot of stuff happening, especially next week, because next week is when Black Friday starts, and oh no,
buy the stuff.
and that's where my job gets hard. So I'll have fun with that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
So, y'all, thanks for coming out.